that right-hand side, but cut out well. Fernandez flicks it forward. This is better from Manchester United. It's Cunha now, driving towards the Palace area. He goes down. They want a free kick, United. Referee says no. And well, Palace have had 60% possession so far to Manchester United 40. Here is Henderson now, boots it clear down the left-hand side. Mitchell takes it under control. He's went inside his own half at the moment, though. Back to Lacroix, who flicks it high into the halfway line. Is it going to be picked up? Eventually, Chris Richards will pick it up. Rolls it out to the right-hand side. Here's Muniz now, down the right-hand side. On this near side. Into Sarr. Sarr plays it back to Richards. Richards into Lacroix. He's just in the centre circle. And Palace moving the ball around so swiftly and quickly in this opening 15 minutes or so. United really are struggling to try and get the ball off them at the moment, it's fair to say. This ball is sprayed over to that right-hand side. Muniz now trying to gallop through Mbeumo, who cuts it out well. Ball's going to come back to Lacroix for Crystal Palace. He takes it under control. And now with his left foot, where's he going to go? Wants to pick out his central defensive partner. Here's Lacroix again. He's going to go for the diagonal. He is with the right boot. Towards the Manchester United penalty here. Strand Larsen knocks it down almost to Brennan Johnson there, who was waiting on the edge of the D. But United will get the ball back. They play it down the line. Shesko, who's hardly had a touch, it's fair to say. Has he even touched the ball? I'm not even sure he has. But here come Crystal Palace as Lacroix again trying to poke it through the United back line. But Mainu intercepts it this time. Here is Bruno Fernandes now trying to operate inside the centre circle and just get United moving a little bit quicker through the thirds. Here he is, Fernandes, back out to Maguire. Luke Shaw to the left if he needs it. Maguire side foots it over to the right hand side. Chance for Casemiro. Plays it into Diogo Dalot. Palace have got everybody nice and organised behind the ball at the moment. All in shape. All in the structure as Oliver Glasner likes to set them up. Here is Casemiro now. Just trying to play a 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes gets it out to the right to Dalot, and that's another poor ball by Dalot. And Palace have done exactly what they wanted to do there. They let United have the ball, closed them down and made them make a mistake. And just as they did, they then win a free kick and turn over possession. Brilliant play by Crystal Palace there. Michael Carrick, you can already see, hands in pockets. Looks a little bit dismayed with what he's seeing from his side so far this afternoon. It wasn't a convincing win at Everton on Monday night. And, so far it hasn't been too convincing here, trailing by a goal to nil. If you have just tuned in, you are listening to live audio match commentary. A very good afternoon where the sun is shining here at Old Trafford. Isn't it great to see some lovely weather for a change? And that's exactly what we're seeing here. And Strand Larsen has once again been involved there. He's been involved quite a bit so far. Well, he's a big man, isn't he? The former Wolves striker likes to get involved, likes to put his body in. A bit of an old-fashioned striker, I like to call him, the Norwegian. That's what he does. And he was showing what he could do there. United have possession once more. Here is Luke Shaw. Lovely 1-2 with Cunha. Shaw trying to find Cunha, but again Palace nip in. Good block challenge there, but it's going to come back to those red shirts. Here's Lenny Yora. Into Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he almost controlled it there on the edge of the D. Just too short for him, the pass. And now Crystal Palace can make headway down this right-hand side. Here's Muniz. Muniz now for Palace. Into Wharton. Wharton rolls it back to Richards. Richards then back all the way to Dean Henderson. And they won't panic at all, Crystal Palace. And they'll take their time and wait for United to try and press them a little bit. And eventually the ball is swept forward. Well, Crystal Palace currently 5 points off 8th place. And European qualification, bit of a far stretch, I think you'd have to say, but it's doable, isn't it? Certainly doable. Plenty of football still to play. And if they were to claim a victory here certainly help the cause. Here is Chris Richards for Crystal Palace now. Right-footed ball towards the centre circle, took under control by Dalot. He then slips it into Mainu. This is good play by Manchester United. Kounié flicks the ball into the Palace area. Šeško gets a header in there, but he can't get the header where he wanted. And Muniez gets there and hits it back to his keeper. We've had 20 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. And it's certainly Crystal Palace that are the team in the ascendancy. They've been better on the ball. They've been the team dictating play in terms of possession. It's been an unrecognisable Manchester United really that we have seen under Michael Carrick. Palace won't give a jot about that, will they? The Glasners will looking, I'm sure, to try and secure what will be a third victory in a row in all competitions. Here is Muniez now down the right hand side, lovely ball into Sarr again. He turns away towards the United area and they're opening up. Here is Mitchell on the left hand side. Can he get the cross in? He's ran out of room in the end, but once again Manchester United so open at the back and Palace threading the ball through so comfortably. It was Ismaila Sarr who picked up the ball from Muniez. He turned, he ran into so much space towards the edge of the D, picked out Mitchell on the left hand side, but he good defending by Dalot there, just got his body across and in the end stopped the Palace man from getting any further as he took it out for a goal kick. In the meantime, we have got a bit of an injury problem here for Luke Shaw. He's gone down. Of course, he's had multiple problems, hasn't he, with injuries recently. Manchester United, 30 years of age now. He's the left back. His 28th Premier League appearance this afternoon, which actually is the most since the 22-23 season for Luke Shaw. Just a clash with Muniez really. Muniez just went in, slid into him with his right boot and just caught his ankle as Luke Shaw cleared the ball away down that left hand channel. Nothing strenuous about it, but Luke Shaw feeling a bit of pain. So we'll be hoping that that pain subsides. United have got replacements such as Mazraoui, and it might well be that that's what they need, because Luke Shaw doesn't look like he's going to continue here. Nusa Mazraoui, the Moroccan, is asking to be warmed up. Well, he came on for the final 13 minutes of the 1-0 win at Everton on Monday. So it does appear that that is the end of Luke Shaw's afternoon, and the United supporters are giving him a round of applause. So Nusa Mazraoui will come on. Now it'll be interesting to see whether Mazraoui moves to the right and Dalot comes on the left, because that of course has been a situation for Manchester United. Dalot has been operated as a left back instead of right. Who will be the most comfortable? We'll have to wait and see whether Mazraoui will just come in on the left hand side. Keep our eyes on that one. In the meantime, here is Wharton inside the centre circle for Crystal Palace. Pokes it out to the right hand side to Muniez now. Looks like for the moment that's the position. Mazraoui is on the left, Dalot on the right, but that could change. Here is Lacroix out to the left hand side to Mitchell. Palace trying to roll the ball around, and they do. They get it all the way back to goalkeeper Dean Henderson now, and he will smash it forward right footed. Over the centre circle it goes. Strand Larsen is offside. Or well, he was claiming he was pulled actually, having his shirt pulled, but nothing doing. So Manchester United will come away with the ball. Out to the left hand side. Here is Mazraoui. So he plays it short to Mainu. Now Bruno Fernandes back to Leny Yoro. Spreads it out to that right hand side. Here come Manchester United. A good challenge by Mitchell there. Standing, waiting for the ball. Bit of a loose pass, it's fair to say, from Leny Yoro, but here is Maguire for Manchester United. Certainly been a lot of sloppy passes from those red shirts this afternoon. They haven't been able to find those passes when they've needed to. Give credit to Crystal Palace though. They've come here with a game plan. And so far it is being executed perfectly. Here is Casemiro down the line looking for the support of Dalot, but he's not going to keep it in. And it's going to go out for a throw-in on that far left-hand side to Crystal Palace. So Tyrick Mitchell will get ready to take it. He's looking for support at the moment. There's the Crystal Palace left back. Eventually he does. Actually got an assist in the 1-0 win over Wolves, did Tyrick Mitchell. Here is Mazraoui for Manchester United. United coming forward down the left-hand side. Cunha now, look at the take on Richards. Gets into the air, Richards does well though, uses his body and lets it go behind for a goal kick. And he gets a slap on the back from Dean Henderson and Lacroix. Nice little slam clap there, fair to say. And so it's the job done, I think it's fair to say, isn't it? From Crystal Palace. There's Oliver Glasner. He's shouting instructions to his team. Of course, he is a man that will be leaving at the end of the season. So Crystal Palace will need to look elsewhere. And, there's been a lot of pressure on him to, of course, well, and the board, to be fair, hasn't there? A lot of from Crystal Palace supporters where they've not been happy. Demonstrations going on last week against Wolves, and yet it's still the fact that Crystal Palace could still get in Europe. Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it? I think that is the nature where we are now, isn't it? In fact, with social media and so much pressure put on head coaches, and well, you do of course have to wonder whether it's ever going to get any better. I think if anything it could get worse. There'll be times when coaches might not even get 5 games before they get dismissed. It really is the nature, not what it was all about years ago, but there you go. That's me being a little bit of a old sod, showing my age, I think it's fair to say. 28 minutes gone. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1, as the ball is cleared forward by Henderson. Over the halfway line it will go. Manchester United will pick up possession once again. Keane with Maguire. He pokes it out to the right hand side to Dalot. Dalot being pressured by Brennan Johnson, but nothing too much really. Just a bit of a run over to try and stop the United man from pulling the ball down the line. There he is again. And again Dalot does well. Gets it into Casemiro. Now Mainoo. It's a case of United need to move the ball a lot quicker when they get it, but Palace are standing firm. Here is Mainoo, spreads the ball over to that far right hand side. Back into Casemiro, lovely ball down the right hand side. Could be a chance for a ball into the box, down the right hand channel, cut out well by Lacroix. Did really well, the Crystal Palace defender. And he puts it out for United throw on that far right hand side. Level with the Crystal Palace penalty area. It's taken quickly, but it's gone all the way back there. And here is Maguire trying to drive forward, looking for support, but again they're so well organised, Crystal Palace. Wharton's chasing him down, so is Strand Larsen as well. But Dalot is going to put the ball into the box, and it's gone all the way out for a throw-in to Crystal Palace on this near side. Dalot just getting it completely wrong there from the right-hand side. And it will be a Crystal Palace throw. We'll get easy pickings to take it. Chris Richards is right by the corner flag on this near side. Bandaged head. Throws it forward. Muniz, it goes over his head. Mazraoui heads it into the feet of Mbeumo. Has been a bit quiet, has to be said. There is Casemiro. So is Manchester United strike force so far though, really. Dallo into the feet of Mbeumo. He turns. Where's he going to go? Into the feet of Mainoo again. Good play by Manchester United. Out to the left-hand side to Mazraoui now. They've got it. 10 yards outside the Crystal Palace penalty area. Casemiro. Yoro tried to poke it through. Is Mbeumo going to keep it in, or is he going to look for the corner? He's got the corner there. It's flicked off Lacroix and gone out for a Manchester United corner. So an opportunity here for United to put some pressure on the Crystal Palace goal, which has been very few and far between in the opening half-hour mark here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. You're listening to live audio match commentary of this Premier League fixture. So United will have a corner, and Mbeumo's going to flick it in with the left foot. In it goes, header by Maguire, oh, and it comes off Mitchell, is it? No, Sarr. Off the knees of Sarr, and it goes behind for a corner. Well, that's the best chance Manchester United have created. And it was a set piece, a corner from the left-hand side. Mbeumo flicked it in there. Maguire got up on the edge of the 6-yard area, headed it towards goal, flicks off Sarr's legs and goes behind for a corner. It's going in, there's no doubt about it. But United will try again. Bryan Mbeumo once more from the right-hand side, left-footed. In it goes, headed away by Wharton on the edge of the 6-yard area. Fernandes tries to head it back in there. Nothing doing, and the ball will go out for a throw-in to Manchester United on this near side, level with the Crystal Palace penalty area. But just as I say that, Bruno Fernandes has took a bit of a swipe in the head from Kameda, who, let's not forget, is on a yellow card. The Crystal Palace midfielder, and I don't think Bruno Fernandes is too chuffed with that. I think he feels that maybe there could be a second yellow in the offing there, but I'll look at it again. It's just a clash of heads by the looks of it, really. Nothing sinister in it. They both go up and just get it wrong, really. But in the meantime, here's Mazraoui. Gets the cross high towards the left-hand side, and Mbeumo hits it back, and then Cunha tries to shoot, but it's blocked well. Palace getting back in numbers and blocking the shot to stop Matheus Cunha from firing a shot in on goal. I've seen that opportunity once again here in front of the monitor, which Maguire couldn't quite make the most of. Definitely the header is going on target. I'm not so sure now if it would have hit the net. Henderson did look well placed, but nevertheless it certainly hit the legs of Sarr, and that's what put it behind. But here come Manchester United on the right hand side. Mbeumo, great cross with the left foot, but Henderson catches well on the edge of his 6-yard area. But that was much better from Manchester United. They are starting to just step things up a little bit now. Bryan Mbeumo getting involved on that right hand side. A couple of crosses with his left foot, trying to make things happen. Palace have gone a little bit quiet in terms of their attacking possession wise these last 10 minutes or so. As Oliver Glasner will have a word with Muniz, who's just come trudging off the field, ready to take a throw in. Is the Colombian Daniel Muniz, who was signed from Genk back in 2024, only second full season with the club. As Sarr goes running after that one, and not sure what the referee has given there. Well, it was Wharton who flicked it forward, and Sarr went down under the challenge, but he was offside anyway. So, flag was up, and it will be a free kick to Manchester United. But Ismaila Sarr, the way he just went down there, let's just have a look at this. Well, it was a little flick through by Wharton. He's offside, and Mazraoui, there was nothing in that, didn't really touch him. Ismaila Sarr went down inside the penalty area on this right hand side, but there was nothing doing in the midst of that, and so it will be a free kick to Manchester United. But he's I don't know whether he's fallen awkwardly or he's getting back to his feet now. He's the Manchester United man, or should I say Crystal Palace man. So Manchester United will have a free kick, and they take it quickly on this near side into Casemiro, back into the feet of Lenny Yoro. Yoro just approaching halfway. Strand Larsen, close company. Out to Dallow on the right hand side. Dallow goes down, gets a free kick there. We've got 10 minutes to go until the break here at Old Trafford. Crystal Palace still leading by a goal to nil. Thanks to that Maxence Lacroix first half strike. Here is Casemiro. Dinks the ball down the right hand channel. Trying to get some kind of possession there, but Palace nicking the ball in those areas, and they do well and win a free kick there. Really good play. And in fact there's going to be a yellow card for Diogo Dalot, the Manchester United man, as he just flicked Kamada over in the midst of that. So he's got him back, I think it might have been the two that clashed earlier. It's a yellow card for the Manchester United right back, Diogo Dalot, who's got 3 assists so far this season, which is the same amount, would you believe, he's got the last 2 seasons for Manchester United in the Premier League. So if he gets one more, he's produced his best total in the Manchester United shirt when it comes to assists. And of course defensively, that's probably what he'll be more focused on, won't he? Here is Mazraoui for Manchester United down this near side. Rolls it back to Maguire. Side foots it into the centre circle. Now Lenny Yoro out to the right hand side. Palace again getting back and into their numbers. But in the meantime, Mbeumo skipped over the challenge into the area. He's surely got to shoot. Back to Mazraoui. Oh, and 2 United players getting in the way there. Mazraoui and Cunha. Well, Mbeumo ran towards the edge of the Palace area, teed it up for, it was Mazraoui, and then Cunha seemed to get in the way as he shot the ball. So both of them really not able to get the shot away. Sums up Manchester United's day so far, I think it's fair to say. Nearly but not quite. Here is Lenny Yoro out to the right hand side. Ball is fed into Šeško, knocks it back, Cunha, now can he, oh he's miscontrolled it and Palace clear it away, only as far as Mainu, out to the left hand side to Mazraoui. Is he going to sweep it in with the right boot? No, he gives it back to Kobbie Mainoo, out to now Fernandes will do it, right for the curler into the box, Šeško with the header, and that's better. It's saved by Henderson, but that's much better from Manchester United, creating the opportunity. Kobbie Mainoo just knocked it to the left hand side and Bruno Fernandes on the corner of the Palace area, swept it in with his right foot, killed it beautifully into the box. Šeško gets up, 8 yards out, gets a good head onto it, but it's straight into the arms of Dean Henderson. And here come United again. Mazraoui back into the feet of Maguire, who is just going to take a walking pace towards the centre circle. Rolls it out to Lenny Yoro. Back out on this near right hand side. Cunha looking for support, but back to Lenny Yoro it will go. Out to the right hand side to Dalot. Here is Mbeumo hugging the touchline on that far right hand side. Back into the feet of Kobbie Mainoo, who drives forward. He's got Mazraoui to the left of him. Pokes into Casemiro, back heels it there. Šeško is trying to chase up the Palace defence, but Muniz clears it away. Only as far as Maguire takes it on the chest down this left hand side, tries the 1-2. Kamada flicks it forward. Oh, what a flick that is by Strand Larsen, and then the first time ball through by Muniz for Sarr was never really going to make Manchester United have a problem, as Lamens will pick it up very comfortably. But what a lovely piece of improvisation from the Crystal Palace front man there, Strand Larsen, as the ball is punted forward towards the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Wharton comes away with it for Crystal Palace. He then rolls it out to the far left hand side to Mitchell, who drags the ball back under pressure from Dalot. He goes down and referee says no, play on, and here come Manchester United. Here is Mbeumo. Dalot has the overlap, low ball into the 6-yard area, cleared away by Chris Richards, and out for a throw-in on that far right hand side. But once again United piling the pressure on, something that they really struggled to do in the opening 15 to 20 minutes, but seems to be swinging the pendulum's way in the red side once more again now. Here is Kobbie Mainoo for Manchester United. 5 minutes to go until the break. Still Crystal Palace lead by a goal to nil. Here is Mazraoui into the feet of Maguire. Short passing from Manchester United, but nowhere to go at the moment. And Mbeumo turns on the ball. He goes down, and that's a free kick to Manchester United in a decent position as well. 25 yards out from the Crystal Palace goal on that right-hand side. And Mbeumo just turned away from Kameda, who caught him with his right foot. And I'll tell you what, that has got to be the final warning for Kameda. I'll be very surprised if he's on the field at half in the second half, you know, because he is one challenge away from getting, without doubt, a red card. So he's going to have to be very, very careful here. We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, Crystal Palace will have a free kick. Manchester United will have a free kick. Fernandes goes it over the wall, and it's just over the crossbar there. Well, it was a beautiful right foot over the Crystal Palace wall, and it dipped very, very late, and it's actually Henderson's got a touch to it as well. That's a really good save by the Crystal Palace keeper. Might have been going over anyway, but he didn't know that, and he tips it over the bar. It will be a corner to Manchester United on this far right-hand side. And Mbeumo's going to take it with the left foot. Curls it into the 6-yard area. Yoro is up there. He can't get there. Still United have it on the edge of the Palace penalty area. Out to Bruno Fernandes now. Cuts inside. Rolls it back to Mazraoui, who slides in, but does he get there? And in fact, I think the referee's given a free kick there to Manchester United. And it's Bruno Fernandes who just sidestepped his way. Would you believe it? It's Kameda again that's been involved there. And again, it was a shove. There's a wry smile from the Japanese midfielder, but I don't think he'll be smiling any longer if he keeps this up, because he won't be on the field. But United have a free kick, 10 yards outside the Crystal Palace area. On this left-hand side, Bruno Fernandes will get ready to swerve it in with the right foot. Decent free kick, which was tipped over by Henderson just a moment ago. Can he go one better here? It's more of a swerver into the 6-yard area, you would think. The army's up, but you never know. He's scored ones like this before. In it goes, header comes in, oh, and it's wide from Casemiro. The Brazilian got up well, but plants his header wide of that near right-hand post. And it's a free header as well. He gets the better of Chris Richards, who just goes walkabouts a little bit, the Crystal Palace defender. But he can't quite get the connection he wanted. And wide of the near right-hand post it goes. And that's another opportunity that's gone begging for Manchester United, as Crystal Palace will get ready to sweep the ball forward. Over the halfway line it goes. Trying to pick up the pieces by Wharton. He flicks it over the back of the United defence. Maguire, and there could be a problem here, but Lemens comes out and catches the ball. He rolls it out on this left-hand side. Here's Mazraoui now, driving forward. Plays it short into the feet of Bruno Fernandes, who drives into the centre circle. Ball into the feet of Mbeumo. It's good defending by Palace there. It was Camvo who got his foot in there, and that looks a foul, and in fact he's given it the other way. Bryan Mbeumo this time the culprit. And so Crystal Palace will have a free kick and a chance for them to move the ball forward as we approach first half stoppage time here at Old Trafford. You're tuning in, you're listening to live audio match commentary. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. That's an early goal in the 3rd or 4th minute from Maxence Lacroix. It's the goal that separates the two sides as United clear the ball away, and now they'll pick it up down the left-hand side. Here's Cunha now driving over the halfway line, and Kameda does well. This time he does get the ball. Cunha will look to take the throw on this near left-hand side. He's been told he's got to go all the way back towards the halfway line, because that's when the ball went out. So not too happy, the Brazilian, I think it's fair to say. But here is Mazraoui into the centre circle for Leny Yoro. Yoro finds Fernandes, flicks the ball over the Palace defence, but Kameda will come away with it. First time ball out to the left hand side. There's a break on here for Crystal Palace if they get this right. They can get the ball into the box. A left-footed cross into the area. Looking for Strand Larsen. Then eventually United clear. Well, that was good play there. Down that left-hand side. And in the end, United can't quite do what they need to do. Eventually they do clear the lines, but Crystal Palace again causing problems, and this time it was Brennan Johnson down the left-hand side. And into United's possession it goes, back to Harry Maguire inside the centre circle, puts it out to the right-hand side. First time, lovely passing between United. That's better. The passing really has been off colour so far in terms of finding red shirts, especially in the opening 15 to 20 minutes, but they've certainly improved on that as the half has gone on. The Sarr goes down there for Crystal Palace, just inside their own half. And it will be a free kick to Oliver Glasner's side. As, we've got 3 minutes of first half stoppage time to play. And we are in the first 1.5 minutes as Lacroix will boot the ball forward right-footed towards the Manchester United penalty area, and Mbeumo does well for United. Mitchell was in a battle with him, try and see if he could get the cross in, but Mbeumo shepherds the ball out, so it will be a goal kick to Manchester United, which Maguire will pick up the pieces. Now to Lenny Yoru, clears it forward, right-footed, over the halfway line it goes. It's looking for Cunha on that far left-hand side, but unable to find him. And it will be a throw-in for Crystal Palace. Well, what will Michael Carrick say to his Manchester United team at the break? You would have to say in the certainly early stages he would not have been too impressed, but as the half has gone on, United have created chances. They've caused Henderson a couple of problems, maybe not as many as they would have liked, but there has been an improvement, so maybe it'll be a case of just carry on what you're doing. We'll have to wait and see. And Steve Parish, the Crystal Palace chairman, and Mark Bright, a former Crystal Palace player of course. What a good striker he was in the day. We're having discussions there. They've been under scrutiny from those Crystal Palace supporters. towards the centre circle. And here is Lacroix, who will roll it back. So it is as you were at half-time. It looks like Kameda's still on the field, so they're risking one there. Oliver Glasner feeling that hopefully he doesn't do anything silly and get himself a second yellow card, because he has certainly played on the line, that's for sure. Got a yellow card early on, and then a couple of challenges. In fact, there was one Manchester United player, I'm not sure if it was Bruno Fernandes, if memory serves me correctly, where he was trying to explain to the referee that a second yellow might be the required. And here come Manchester United then. Have they got it in their locker to keep up the unbeaten run under Michael Carrick here? Here is Dalot, who chips the ball into the Crystal Palace penalty area. It's headed away. Bruno Fernandes will pick it up, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. So it's for Crystal Palace to try and just take stock of where they are. But just to go through the two teams once again for you: Manchester United, Lamens in goal, Dalot, Yoro, Maguire and Shaw across the back, Casemiro and Mainoo the midfield two, with Mbeumo, Fernandes and Cunha just behind Šeško. And in the meantime, here is Mbeumo driving into the penalty area. Ball goes back to Šeško, and it's gone behind for a corner. United starting as they mean to carry on that first half pressure. And once again, there they were again. It was a flick header from Bruno Fernandes. Šeško then flicked it on into Bryan Mbeumo, takes it on the chest, drives into the Crystal Palace penalty area down the right-hand side. His initial control flicks back to Matheus Cunha, who volleys it, or should I say Šeško, who volleys it towards goal, but that's great defending by Camvo, blocks it and puts it behind for a corner. So Manchester United will have a corner from this near right-hand side. It's their fourth corner of the game. What can they make of this? Mbeumo, who has caused problems. Maguire came close in the first half. Where will it go? Towards the back post, the header away in the end by Crystal Palace head, but United still have possession on this right-hand side. Mbeumo back to Dalot, clips it in there, right for the header, comes in there, and it's just wide from Casemiro, I think it was, that got up. He too has had a header, also not far away, and there was another one there from the Brazilian. Great ball from Dalot, who just hoisted it in with his right foot nice and high towards the back post, but Casemiro could only head wide of that far right hand post. I thought the Brazilian was actually got his hand on his head because he took a bang, but that wasn't the case. I think he was actually so disappointed that he missed the chance. He feels he should have done better. Well, that's the attitude shown by these Manchester United players now. You feel that that wasn't the case really under Ruben Amorim, wouldn't you? And in the meantime, Dean Henderson is taking his time with a goal kick, and he's been shown a yellow card by referee Chris Kavanagh. So Henderson, the next in the line of bookings this afternoon. We've had Kameda, we've had Dalot, and now we've got Dean Henderson. In the meantime, Manchester United trying to pick up the ball there, but Palace just boot it clear and get it all the way over back to Manchester United. Here is Lamens into the feet of Kobbie Mainoo. Back to Maguire, drives over halfway. Into Mainoo again. Fernandes flicks it forward, almost reached Mbeumo. It will reach Mbeumo down the right-hand side. Here is Dalot now. Can he get chance for the cross? Reverts it into Mbeumo. Still Manchester United have it on the edge of the Crystal Palace penalty area. Cross comes in, and the flick header by Šeško is straight in the arms of Dean Henderson. And so Palace will take their time and get ready to clear it away, which Henderson does. Right-footed, high one over the halfway line. It's put forward, but Wharton will pick it up in the centre circle. Looking for support, rolls it into the feet of Ismail Sarr. Out to the right-hand side to Muniz now. Muniz goes back to his defender, Chris Richards, who's been put under pressure there. Palace need to be careful. That early start and decent possession has just got away for the moment, but they're breaking quickly here. Here is Mitchell on the left-hand side. Can he get the low ball into the area? Wharton puts it just wide. doesn't quite get enough guidance on the shot. Could only curl it well wide, but that's better from Crystal Palace. And they were just moving the ball a lot quicker, just like they had done in the early stages of the first half. It was Sarr who started a lovely flick of the outside the right boot out to Mitchell on that left-hand side. His low ball across towards the penalty spot could only be flicked wide with his right foot by Ward. But in the meantime, United have picked up possession. Here is Šeško, tries to pick out Cunha. He's got it for Manchester United on this left-hand side. Driving at Muniz now. Into the penalty area. Where's he going to go? Flicks it back. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes back to Cunha. Cunha down the line. Fernandes just about clips it towards the back post, and it's headed behind for what is a corner to Manchester United. Tyrick Mitchell doing his defending there as the ball was clipped over to the back post from Matheus Cunha, and behind it goes for what is a corner to Manchester United. Well, you feel like they're getting warmer. I think Crystal Palace are going to have to try and survive this United onslaught. And Mbeumo will take the corner. Left foot into there. Oh, and Henderson's punched it, and he's just about got enough on it. That could have gone absolutely anywhere there. Well, he really does have a decent left-footed corner piece, does Game. In the meantime, United have got a chance. It's gone down. They're looking for the penalty. And the referee has pointed to the spot. Well, he had a long delay, Chris Kavanagh, but it's a penalty to Manchester United. And Maguire, he's saying that Lacroix should be sent off for this. He was last man. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but it's a penalty to Manchester United. And a chance to try and see what they can do. Well, it was Fernandes with the ball through. Great ball through to Cunha, left side of the area. He's only got the Palace keeper to beat, to be fair. Is he last man? It's difficult to see. We'll have to see it again on the replay, but Lacroix pulls him down, and it's a definite penalty. So Manchester United have the opportunity to level proceedings. In the meantime, Chris Kavanagh is waiting for VAR to decide. It's all down to Tony Harrington and Neil Davis. I'm sure they'll check the penalty, but I don't think they'll need to be fair. It's all about whether it's a red card. Well, Fernandes with a sweeping low ball down the left-hand side, and Lacroix had his arm over him, on his shoulder, on his arm. Was there enough to pull him down? I think there was. They are checking the penalty, though, I can't tell you. So let's just have a look. Well, there was a man coming back, Tyrick Mitchell, as well. And in the meantime, the referee has spotted something here that's going on in the crowd. I'm not so sure. He's pointing towards the Manchester United supporters behind that goal. Not sure what that's all about. Whether there's a few choice words being shouted his way, I'm not sure. But one thing's for certain, the penalty. We are just waiting on clearance now. VAR are taking a long check of it, and Chris Kavanagh, he's still waiting for the confirmation. In the meantime, Fernandes is having none of it. He's putting the ball on the spot and getting ready to take it. Oh, let's just have a look at this. There's an arm on the shoulder, and it's whether it is a penalty. It's whether he's got his arm on his shoulder outside the box, maybe. I don't know what they're looking at. Very interesting to see, but they're taking a very long time. And this, as Alan Shearer was saying yesterday on Match of the Day, it's a real problem, this, that it takes so long to decide something like this. They ought to give for me, just 1 minute or just 2 minutes even, not 5 minutes, which again, this is what it looks like to be taking. Well, Chris Kavanagh is being called over to the video monitor, and I don't think this penalty is going to be given, you know. He's going to go back on this because the arm is out, it's on the shoulder, and I think that's a free kick, you know. Now, what is Chris Kavanagh going to do? I think he's going to give the free kick outside the box, you know, and it's not going to be a penalty. We'll have to wait and see, because the arm is on the shot. Cunha goes down in the box, but it's the arm on the shoulder I think that's what they're looking at. Well, it's all in a... well, Cavanagh's took a look at the screen, and we will get a decision in just a couple of moments. We have just tuned into us. You are listening to live audio match commentary. It is Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Manchester United think they've got a penalty. Matheus Cunha it was that was took down, and in fact, yeah, he's off. Well, the red card is shown to Maxence Lacroix. The penalty is given. And so, well, I did think Lacroix had got his arm and his shoulder outside of the box. There was a question of the red card. It's all such a mess, isn't it, that it's took nearly 5 minutes for this decision to be made. But it is a penalty to Manchester United. Cunha went down in the box. And maybe there was enough challenge, just enough concept from Lacroix. There must have been, because they see better than us, don't they? But in the meantime, Manchester United have a penalty. Bruno Fernandes will step up to take it. Crystal Palace have been reduced to 10 men following the red card of Maxence Lacroix. It started so well for him, having scored the opening goal, but Fernandes can equalise for United here. Takes the short run up, as he tends to do. Steps up right foot in, and he equalises for Manchester United. Sends Henderson the wrong way. Into the bottom right-hand corner it goes. The slotted finish from Bruno Fernandes. It is Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. And well, after all the drama we've had, United are back on level terms. And Fernandes makes no mistake from the spot. An accomplished side-footed penalty into the bottom right-hand corner. And it is simple as that, really. And, well, as I say, Cunha being pulled down. We've seen it again. And there is no debate to have, according to VAR. They've made the decision. It took a long time to come to it. But Crystal Palace are going to have to make some changes here. Of course, United made a change in the first half, and Nusa Mazraoui coming on for the injured Luke Shaw. And so Palace are now changing it up themselves. Brennan Johnson and Strand Larsen are off. Gusan and Riyad are on. So 2 changes for Palace. What that will do, we'll have to wait and see. But United are back on level terms here. Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. And Bruno Fernandes picks up his 7th Premier League goal of the season. And now you feel it's only going to be one-way traffic now, isn't it? Palace are just going to have to really sit back and hold on to what they've got at the moment, and hope maybe that something could come toward off some set pieces, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, Manchester United have a throw. Well, that will give Carrick and his team a real confidence boost, won't it? Now they've got back on level terms, and they're going to be facing 10 men for the remaining half an hour of this game. Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. You're listening to live audio match commentary. It's got a little bit tasty here at Old Trafford. United equalising through Bruno Fernandes from the spot. Crystal Palace being reduced to 10 men following the sending off of Maxence Lacroix. Here come United. Of course, Lacroix was the man who had given Crystal Palace the lead. Here is Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United, midway point of the Crystal Palace half. Back to Maguire. A sea of red now coming forward. Cunha takes on Muniz, gets to the byline, low ball into the box, and he just couldn't turn on it. Kunchelsko hits his left boot, goes out for a goal kick. He was hoping that the ball, when it came into him, he could turn on it and fire a shot away, but he was unable to do so. And so Crystal Palace, the Ivorian Evan Gusan is on, and he's actually scored 2 goals in his last 2 games as the Crystal Palace midfielder. He's doing well, certainly. So he's joining up And here is Dalot for Manchester United on that right-hand side. Into Maguire, who rolls forward over the halfway line. Back into the feet of Fernandes. Oh, lovely play by United. Šeško trying to get in there. Great defending by Gusan, who boots it clear there. He was on alert, was the Crystal Palace man. And he was back defending, helping his team out, would you believe? But here come Manchester United. Now he's back up front again into the centre circle. And Palace need to keep an option, really, don't they, in case the ball breaks, which it looks like that's what they'll be doing. The other change, of course, that Palace have made is the Moroccan Shadi Riyad, joined from Betis back in 2014. Defender. In the meantime, Palace are breaking forward out over the halfway line, and Gusan has made a brilliant run through the back of the United defence, but they do well and get it back to the goalkeeper. And now here come Manchester United. Here is Kobbie Mainoo over to Casemiro. You wonder if United will make any further changes now. Of course, it was an enforced one in the first half, but they have got haven't got many options. They have got Xerxes they could throw on, of course, from a striking perspective, but in terms of anything else, really, they've got a lot of young lads on there, such as Heaven and Fletcher and Malaysia. Of course, hasn't had too much football due to injury, but Muniz flicks the ball over the halfway line, looking to get Crystal Palace on the break, and there's the player down at the moment inside the centre circle. I'm not sure as Maguire and Gusan clashed there. Crystal Palace striker. Just it's he that's down. Back to his feet, Evan Gusan now, which is good to see. And Manchester United will have themselves a chance to try and move the ball forward. 62 minutes gone on the clock then. Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 1. And Crystal Palace will have a free kick for that. That'll be inside the centre circle. Gusan going down, so we'll try and pick up pieces and see whether they can get themselves a result despite being reduced to 10 men. Henderson boots it clear, right-footed over the halfway line. Gusan is trying to get up there, but ball falls into the chest of Chris Richards, who pokes it through to Sarr. It's Sarr driving towards the United goal, goes for the shot. Ismail Sarr, but straight into the arms of Lemenge. You couldn't blame him for having a go there, though. Saw a bit of space, drove towards the edge of the United area, 20 yards from goal, hit it with his right foot, but straight into the arms of Lemenge. But here come United, coming forward, Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Fernandes shoots! Oh, just wide from the Portuguese midfield man. Well, he saw the opportunity and smashed it with his right boot, cut in on the left side of the Palace area, hit it right-footed, and the ball goes just inches wide of that far right-hand post. Henderson was never going to get near that. And Fernandes just a couple of inches away from giving United the lead there for the first time in this game. As Palace will pick up the pieces with Kamada. Down the left-hand side, they're going to take on Mbeumo. He gets past one, but that's good defending there by Dalot for Manchester United. And now they'll move forward. Here is Mazraoui, skips away from the challenge. Down the left-hand side, hugging the touchline. Into the feet of Cunha. He skips over two Crystal Palace tackles, and he's still got to his feet, Cunha. And now out to the right-hand side to Bruno Fernandes. And Mbeumo's made a brilliant run on the right, but he's ignored him for the minute. Now he threads it through. Chance for Šeško, gets it back in there. And the ball is cleared away. And in the end, only Forrest Fernandes who puts it in. Šeško! And Manchester United are in front! It's that man, Benjamin Šeško! Gets on the edge of the 6-yard area and plants the header into the bottom right-hand corner. And United lead for the first time in this one. Well, he is on absolutely red-hot form, isn't he, at the moment? But Bruno Fernandes, take a bow. That is a perfect inch cross from the right-hand side. He curled it with his right foot towards the penalty spot, and Benjamin Sesko does what Benjamin Sesko has been doing, and he plants the header into the far right corner. What a beautiful goal that was, for what is his 4th goal in his last 5 games. The United striker picks up his 8th Premier League goal of the season, and it is becoming a habit now, isn't it? And you think that double figures is only a matter of time now for the Manchester United forward, who joined from RB Leipzig in the summer. He is repaying the fee that United paid for him, that's for sure. And the United supporters enjoyed that behind the goal, and so did Sesko, who punches the air. Well, he just got there ahead of Camvo. Camvo jumped with him, but there was only going to be one winner. And Sesko with a nicely planted header into the back of the net. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. And you feel it's going to be an uphill struggle now for Crystal Palace, who, of course, are reduced to 10 men following the sending off of Maxence Lacroix. In the meantime, here come Manchester United into the feet of Dalot. Palace trying to press, but Fernandes, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist. Oh, lovely by Cunha. Back out to Fernandes, out to the left-hand side. Here's a chance for the shot for Cunha with the right foot, but it's straight into the arms of the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. But once again, United threatening. And Oliver Glasner is going to be making a change here. I think he's had to, really. They need a bit of control in the midfield, and it looks like Will Hughes will be the man that will be coming on in just a few moments or so. We'll give you an update on that. And in the meantime, Palace have got themselves a free kick here. Nice turn by Kusan. Goes down just inside the Manchester United half, about 5 yards inside on this left-hand side. In the meantime, Will Hughes will be entering the fray for Crystal Palace. It is their 3rd change of the afternoon, and Adam Wharton is coming off the field. Well, he wasn't far away with an opportunity for Crystal Palace when they were 1 goal ahead, but flicked it wide of the near post after Mitchell had crossed from the left. But so Will Hughes comes on, and straight away he's going to take this free kick to Crystal Palace. Is he going to take it short, or is he going to go for the long launch with his left foot? I think he's going to go for the diagonal towards the Manchester United penalty area, which it is. Hits it now with the left foot. Give a Gutsan to flick it on, and in the end tried to be picked up by Crystal Palace man. It wasn't to be. And here come Manchester United now, coming forward. And Kobbie Mainoo has controlled it, got his foot on the ball, right point of the Crystal Palace half, and Palace, of course, had to make the double change, didn't they, with Strand Larsen and Brennan Johnson going off. And Brennan Johnson would have been disappointed, because it was actually his first Premier League starts since 1st of February. And here is Bryan Mbeumo, who cuts inside, tries the little 1-2 there, but in the end Manchester United don't find a way through the Crystal Palace defensive line. Now they might have it with Casemiro. Out to the right hand side to Mbeumo, back to Casemiro it will go. United have it, midway point of the Crystal Palace half. They've got 20 minutes remaining here at Old Trafford. You're listening to live audio match commentary. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. United turning it around after being a goal behind, as Bruno Fernandes tries to put some spark into it again. Down that left-hand side. He has been the catapult to this United attack so far this afternoon. The goal and assist to his name. Here is Casemiro inside the centre circle. Of course, a win for Manchester United would put them into 3rd place. He still would be 8 points behind Manchester City, but they're probably not really looking at that. They are looking at the fact that where they were and where they are now, they can possibly get themselves back into UEFA Champions League football for the first time in over 2 years, which sounds incredible, doesn't it, when you think of the incredible history that Manchester United have had last couple of decades or so. Well, Kamada has won Crystal Palace a free kick here. It's midway point of the Manchester United half, so Will Hughes is over it to try and put some pep into it. That the left boot of his. Interesting to see what he can make of this. Try and get the ball into the area. In the meantime, Strand Larsen is having his leg strapped up here with not quite sure if it was an injury that is why he went off, but he's certainly just having a word with Adam Morton while he's strapping. Looks like cling film he's putting on his leg. Can't imagine it is, but it is something that needs to help the ankle by the looks of it. But in the meantime, here is Diogo Dalot for Manchester United. Plays it into Kobbie Mainoo. Little 1-2 there inside the centre circle. Palace pressing as high as they can. They don't want to go too high, so they've got everybody behind the ball as you would expect. Here is Gusan trying to get the ball off Diogo Dalot, but once again United keeping possession very crisply. Here is Maguire. Short ball out to that far left hand side. Mazraoui back into Maguire again, into Kobbie Mainoo. Short ball between the two. United trying to find some kind of way through the Palace rearguard once again. Bruno Fernandes actually leads the Premier League with 18 big chances created, where you can put another one to the list for that now, having created that goal for Benjamin Sesko. Here is Matheus Cunha down the left hand side. He gets the better of Muniz. He's into the penalty. He's gone down again. United again looking for half appeals that time. Kobbie Mainoo for a penalty, but nothing doing. Here come Manchester United again. Dalot flicks it in with the left foot. Cunha heads it across the 6-yard area, way by Chris Richards, who was alert to the danger and got his head onto the ball. But here is Bruno Fernandes out to Kobbie Mainoo. Back to Mazraoui. Manchester United have it midway point of the Crystal Palace half. Fernandes now into Kobbie Mainoo, into the area, left-footed cross into the 6-yard area, and Tyrick Mitchell has to chest the ball behind for what will be a corner to Manchester United. But Matheus Cunha just getting the better of Muniz there, driving past him like he wasn't there, getting into the area. Muniz actually gives him a push with the left arm, and I'll tell you what, I've seen penalties given for that, you know. Let's have a look at that. It was certainly a push with the left arm. I think the question would be, was there enough on it? But it will be a corner to Manchester United from this right hand side. Bryan Mbeumo will take it left footed, pings it high towards the back post. It's Chris Richards that gets it away with his head. It's flung back in by Cunha, and it's straight over to Bryan Mbeumo, who keeps it in, flicks it in with the left foot. Over there, the volley comes in. Oh, saved at the near post by Henderson. Well, I think it was Benjamin Sesko again, but it's still not over, and in the end the ball is into the box and caught very comfortably for Dean Henderson. Well, let's just see it again. It was Casemiro actually that came in at the back post, left side of the Palace area, hit it first time on the volley with his right boot, and the ball is well parried away by Dean Henderson. Good save by the Crystal Palace keeper at his near post there, and he has certainly kept his side from going further behind here. In the meantime, Manchester United are going to be making an attacking change. And it's going to be Amad Diallo who comes on. Well, he was actually the one change from the win over Everton. Amad Diallo was reserved, should I say, preferred to Sesko, but Shesko's done his bit. He's got the goal, and he goes off to a huge round of applause by those Manchester United supporters. So Amad Diallo is on, and off is Benjamin Sesko, the goal scorer of the second United goal. As Amad will try and pick it up down that near right hand side, but he can't quite keep it in there. And in the end, Crystal Palace will see to that. Take their comforting. United will get ready to try and throw this down the line, you would think. 75 minutes then on the clock here at Old Trafford. Very good afternoon if you have just tuned into us. It is Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. Palace were in front for quite a while. And they took a first half lead, but now the pendulum has swung and Manchester United have turned it all around here, leading by 2-1. A helping hand though, in the shape of a penalty. And they're sending off for Crystal Palace, so of course won't give a jot about that, will they? It is the scoreline that matters, and it doesn't matter how they come. And here's Kamada. There's a bit of space on this right-hand side for Crystal Palace, but Kamada's ball is poor. Muniz had made an unbelievable run down the right-hand side, in so much space there. But Mazraoui in the end was able to get back and defend it. And in the meantime, here is Mitchell on the left-hand side, plays it back to Will Hughes, who shoots, but it's cleared away at the near post. Here come Palace again, into the feet of Riyad. Riyad goes all the way back to Chris Richards. Here is Riyad again, into Richards. Now he pokes it out to the left-hand side to Mitchell, back to Riyad again, who of course has made the back three of that Crystal Palace defensive line. And here come Palace surging forward. The absence of Lacroix. And here is Kamada, who gets stuck in there for Crystal Palace. So it's the midfield that, of course, that has took the hit. And here is Chris Richards now. To the feet of Will Hughes, who drives forward into the centre circle, unchallenged as well. He's still going, Will Hughes. Pokes it out to the left-hand side, and Mitchell, he can't quite get there. And Ahmad is back defending for Manchester United. So United do well, very comfortably. And in the meantime, here is Maguire, surging towards the centre circle. Walking pace at the moment. Crystal Palace trying to stand and wait for the cavalry, unable to do so. Here is Harry Maguire with this short side-footed pass over to Diogo Dalot. Plays the 1-2. United still have possession on this near side. Ahmad back to Dalot. Dalot now into Yoro, who clips it over to the left-hand side. United inroads, but unable to do so. Kobbie Mainoo. It's Maguire. And it's a bit of a training exercise for Manchester United at the moment, just knocking the ball around, waiting for Crystal Palace to try and press, which they obviously want to be careful with, because if they press too high, they'll get caught out. And that's something that you can see Oliver Glasner is making sure they don't do. Here is Casemiro for Manchester United, inside the centre circle. Don't know how many passes it's been now, but it's just red shirt after red shirt after red shirt at the minute. And, well, you wonder what Oliver Glasner will do. He's made 3 changes so far. Will he make any more? He has got Nathaniel Klein he could throw. He's got Yerry Pino in terms of striking options, and of course Uche as well up front. But in the meantime, here's Ahmad. He's going to let fly with his left foot outside the Palace area. Well, that's a decent, comfortable save for Dean Henderson. Dived to his right, held on to the ball very comfortably. Lovely flick of the foot from Bruno Fernandes, just flicked it back over his head with his right boot into the path of Ahmad. His left foot shot was parried, comfortably kept, should I say, by Dean Henderson. And here come Crystal Palace now, towards halfway. Here's the substitute, Riyad. Has to go back to Chris Richards though. The time is certainly ticking now. We've got 10 minutes to go here at Old Trafford. And it is all going United's way at the moment, leading by 2-1. Here is Richards, is under pressure from Mbeumo, and in the end he has to go back to his goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, who will take his time, or the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, to boot the ball clear. He's just trying to be careful there. He's kept 10 clean sheets, would you believe, Dean Henderson, from 27 Premier League matches. Of course, won't be keeping one this afternoon. But certainly a good record. Here is Dalot for United. Out to the right-hand side to Ahmad now, trying a 1v1 situation, but Palace double up on him for the moment. Back to Dalot, into the feet of Fernandes. Sweeps it in there once again. Dangerous ball, but Palace this time do enough. Will Hughes volleys it clear, but it's into the path of Casemiro. Into the feet of Fernandes, tries the 1-2 into Casemiro. He slips at the vital moment. And in the end, it goes back into the goalkeeper's grasp of Dean Henderson. Lovely 1-2 play between Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, but they just couldn't quite get on the end of it. Here is Mitchell for Crystal Palace. Drives in field. 9 minutes remaining here at Old Trafford. Here is Chris Richards on the edge of his D. Under pressure from Bruno Fernandes, but he pokes it out to the left-hand side. It's going to be cleared away, but it's given away. And United have picked it up cheaply here. Here is Fernandes into the feet. A chance for the strike on goal from Matheus Cunha. Well, 20 yards out, central position. Hit it with the right foot. But in the end, it was a low daisy cutter, and into Henderson's arms it goes. But here come Crystal Palace now on this right-hand side. Muniz has gone down under the push of Cunha. So it will be a free kick here to Crystal Palace. And a chance for them to try and get the ball forwards. His time is running out now. Here is Will Hughes, spreads the ball with his left boot over to that left-hand side. Mitchell takes it under control on the chest. Plays the ball infield to Hughes. Hughes then rolls it into Sars. It's good play by Palace, and it's took over by Kamada. Out to the right-hand side. They've got a chance here. They get this right, and the control is poor. In the end, the ball was reverted back, but United cleared it away. And here is Chris Richards into the feet of Will Hughes, who turns on the ball. They're going to find some kind of forward pass, but in the end it's cut out well. It's United that have gone behind the ball now. Every player behind the ball at the moment for Manchester United, but they are pressing and working very hard at the moment. And in the end, Gusan's gone down, and that'll be a free kick to Crystal Palace. Just under the challenge of Casemiro. And it looks like Manchester United are going to be making a final attacking change. It's going to be Joshua Zirkzee who comes on. Of course, they have got time to make further changes if they want, because it's just their third change of the 5 that you can make. Whether there's a double coming out, could see somebody else just behind Zirkzee there. Not sure if it's Heaven as well. We'll have to wait and see. Heaven. But in the meantime, it will be a Crystal Palace free kick, 25 yards outside the Manchester United penalty area on this right-hand channel. Going to be clipped in, is it, by Kamada? No, he goes short instead. And here is Mitchell driving towards the goal. He might fancy this, Mitchell. He does fancy it with the left foot, but it's high and well over the bar in the end. But you certainly can't blame him for having a crack there. Well, in the meantime, Manchester United are going to be making a double substitution, and Crystal Palace are also making a change. It's going to be Yeremy Pina who comes on for Kamada, who has been on a booking since forever, it feels like. But now he is off the field, and Pino comes on for Crystal Palace. In the meantime, Manchester United are making a double substitution. It is going to be made. Aidan Heaven will come on for Harry Maguire. Maguire gets a huge reception from the United supporters. They appreciate his hard work again this afternoon, and the fact that he's been reinstated on a regular basis again now under Michael Carrick. And Brian Mbeumo is the other one to go off, so Mbeumo and Maguire are off, and on are Zirkzee and Heaven. So the two changes made for Manchester United, which means they now have just one more remaining. So do Crystal Palace. will it change? Well, Yeremy Pino has been put on the field, I'm sure, to try and do a little bit more in the attacking front. 2 goals and 1 assist for the Crystal Palace man who signed from Villarreal in the summer. I'm sure Palace will be hoping that he can come up with some last-ditch attacking opportunities. Well, Joshua Zirkzee was an unused sub against Everton. He only played 9 minutes in the 1-1 draw with West Ham and 4 in the 2-0 win over Tottenham. He's been used very sparingly, fair to say, but he has got 2 Premier League goals to his name. So United would love him to repeat the feat. In the meantime, though, he's still firmly poised. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. Although Palace have 10 men, you still feel if they get a set piece or something like an opportunity that they scored from the corner, you just never know. Here is Yeremy Pino. Pino now out to the left hand side to Mitchell. And I feel that United will sit back now and soak up the pressure and lead by 2 goals to 1. Here is Pino again trying to pick up the ball. That number 10 position. He has to go all the way back to Chris Richards though. Now Palace will have the ball inside the centre circle. Will Hughes has been dispossessed, and United will try and come forward with Amad. Controls the ball down that right hand side. Lets Cunha take over. Tried the 1-2, cut out well by Will Hughes. There's the first time ball by Pino. Look at the release, Goussam, but you're not going to get him like that. Ball over the top of the Manchester United defence, and it's out for a goal kick. In the meantime, Oliver Glasner shrugs his shoulders. He's certainly not impressed with that aimless ball, because that's what it was really. Should have been and could have been a lot better. As we approach the final whistle, 3 minutes to go here at Old Trafford. Manchester United still leading by 2 goals to 1. Will be a goal kick to United, which the men's will look to clear it forward right-footed, which he does. Over the halfway line it goes. Will Hughes is under it, heads it forward. Ball is bouncing about inside the centre circle at the moment. Palace will pick up the pieces with Goussam though, trying to scrape his way through. Then almost took over by Pino, but United clear it away. Here is Mazraoui holding the ball up down that left-hand channel. Now Cunha. It's a good challenge there by the Palace man, Goussam, and he wins it back, but again it's very comfortable for United. And here they come now down the left hand side. The ball is into Zirkzee, into the penalty area. He keeps it in by the byline on this left hand side, rolls it back into Bruno Fernandes now, looks to turn right on the edge of the Palace penalty area down that left hand side, pokes it out to Casemiro, into the feet of Amad back to Diallo. Tried to play it forward, but in the end it's gone back, and Diallo and Amad will try in the 1-2 play, and now they could be in trouble. Here's Sarr driving through the centre, needs support, he's been dragged back. That'll be a free kick to Crystal Palace, yellow card I would think, and it certainly is. Chris Kavanagh has brandished the booking to Aidan Heaven, who's just come on. Well, Ismaila Sarr it was, driving infield. He certainly made a couple of good runs there in that number 10 position when he's had the ball. Drove into space in central positions, and that's what he was doing again. But Heaven takes one for the team. It will be a Crystal Palace free kick though. 25 yards outside the Manchester United penalty area. Here on this right, it's going to be Yeremy Pino to take it with the right boot. Can they get anybody on the end of it? Can they force an equaliser late on here? There it goes. Diagonal ball towards the left-hand side, and looking for Chris Richards, but unable to get there. And out for a goal kick it will go. And again, Oliver Glasner is he's talking back to his coaches who are just behind him in the Manchester United dugout. Interesting to see what he will do. In the meantime, the fourth official has put 8 minutes of stoppage time, and that really has given Oliver Glasner a nice smile and clap towards his players. And he feels now that be the time for Palace to get an equalising goal. Or will Manchester United hold on to this and move up to third in the Premier League? Well, here is heaven. Out to the right-hand side. Well, that would be heaven for Manchester United, wouldn't it? Moving up a place, pardon the pun. Mazraoui. As for Crystal Palace, of course, it's been a sorry state of affairs for them recently. Keep them in 14th place for the moment. And still 10 points clear of any relegation trouble, but here is Dalot into the feet of Mainu. He tries to flick it forward. Richards gets his head onto it, looking for Pino to try and pick up the pieces. The ball is flicked over the back of the Palace defence, looking for Xerxes. Away this time. Cambo now. Here is Sarr. Looking for Goosan. Again, the ball is given away. Bruno Fernandes now turns on the ball, tries to poke it out to the left-hand side. Mazraoui made a brilliant run towards the Palace penalty area down that left-hand side, but just couldn't quite find him, Bruno Fernandes, and in the end Palace cut it out. And here come United on the steal. And that's a drag back, it certainly is, and that's going to be a yellow card for Muniz all day long. Knew what he was doing, pulled the Manchester United players' shirts. In fact, I think he's given him a ticking off, has he? Yes, he has. I think he's a lucky boy there, Muniz. Could have been so much, I want to say so much worse, could have been a little bit worse for him, couldn't it? It wasn't to be. So we carry on. In the meantime, here come Crystal Palace looking to attack over the halfway line, but comes to nothing. Dalot's going to have to keep the ball in on this near side, which he does brilliantly well, and gets it back to Heaven, who's inside his own penalty area. Clips the ball into Manu, takes it on the chest, drives forward over the halfway line. There's space here if they get this right, into Ahmad. Ahmad flicks it back to Manu. Here come Manchester United. He's going to have a pop here, Ahmad. Right-footed shot! Oh, good save by Henderson. Brilliant effort from Ahmad. Made it all himself there. Picked up the ball and just turned inside Cambo and smashed it with his right boot towards that far left-hand corner where Henderson dives to his right and gets a good, strong parry on it and puts it behind for what is a Manchester United corner. But you feel that that would have been game, set and match then. And a good save by Dean Henderson to keep Palace in it. It will be a corner on this left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes will get ready to take it with the right boot. Going to be an in-swinging delivery. Here it goes towards the near post, and in the end it goes over everybody and out for a goal kick. So a bit of a waste really there from Bruno Fernandes. Michael Carrick doesn't look too concerned with that though. Sure, he'll be absolutely delighted, won't he, if his side can hold on and his unbeaten record as interim head coach, or whatever you want to call it, is still very much intact. 6 Premier League victories and a draw. Here is Ahmad now trying to chase, and he gets the ball down the right hand side. Oh, he's got past the Palace man, he's into the air. Ahmad plays it back, Xerxes. Oh, the shot is blocked, and in the end Palace clear. Well, Ahmad just completely sold the Crystal Palace man there down the left hand side. Riyad, he just nicked it past him. Riyad slid in, went past him, got into the area down the right hand side, pulled the ball back for the waiting Xerxes, but his right footed shot is blocked, and Palace do brilliantly well to get in the way and clear the danger. Well, we've played 4.5 minutes to stoppage time, and here's a chance for Ahmad. He could be in. Oh, he's gone down. There could be a red card here. He was completely through. Chris Kavanagh could well brandish a red here. Now, was there a covering defender? Let's have a look at this. Or is there an offside? It's all a very ickety-picklety here, but it was Mainu who played the ball through. There's no offside, I don't think. Ahmad gets past Chris Richards. He slides in. and he takes him down, Chris Richards, but I think there must be an offside. Yes, there is. It's a free kick. The referee's assistant's flag was up straight away, and so he's a lucky boy there, Chris Richards, because there could have been a decision that might have been needed to be made there. So it's over for the moment, but can 10 men Crystal Palace salvage a point here? They're on the attack down the right hand side, or United just keep them at bay? Here is Sarr, out to the left hand side to Mitchell. Here come Palace now. Can they get them? They need to get the ball into the box. Mitchell, low ball into the 6-yard area, cleared away very comfortably. And here is Fernandez now on the chest for Manchester United. Rolls it down the line. Xerxes, oh, he puts it through the legs of the Palace man. Xerxes now, brilliant ball into the feet of Cunha, who drives forward towards the edge of the D. Lovely ball inside. This is great play by United. Chance here for Ahmad. Sets it up for Xerxes. Shot is blocked again. Still not away. Back to Kobbie Mainoo. Shoots from distance, and it's wide of that far left-hand post. Well, you feel like if there's going to be another goal in this in the final stages, it's going to be the home side who get it, because they are the team on the ascendancy. Matheus Cunha feeding it to Fernandez, and then Ahmad back to Xerxes. It was a lovely move, but his shot was blocked brilliantly. Great defending by Crystal Palace, it has to be said, as Muniz threw himself in there. And in the meantime, here's Gousan, who's took the ball under control. Palace towards the edge of the United penalty area here. Pino plays it through, looking for Gousan. He's not going to get there. And that's good goalkeeping there by Lemens, who lets the ball go behind for a goal kick. And that could well be the last opportunity of this one for Oliver Glasner's side to get themselves a point. They started so well, but it could all be in vain now, as we have reached the 97th and a half minutes of the 8 stoppage time minutes to be played. And Lemens will take his time, and then he hits it right-footed over the halfway line. It will go, and then there's a foul on the United man, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. And it's Casemiro, I think, who's took one for the team there. He's gone down, and we are now in the 8 added on minutes, so it's only a case of keeping ball. But United, they want to get another one. Here's Xerxes, tried to plate ball, and that was a bad mistake, because they could be caught out, because his side coming forward for Crystal Palace now. He's beat one player, but he's going to have to turn back. There's too many United players there, and that's a great sliding tackle by Fernandez. But Mitchell gets it into Pino, clips the ball into the box, and it's just hit the back heel of Gousan, and the ball is cleared, and it's all over here at Old Trafford. It's finished. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1.